Hello world, Bradley here. And I like to call myself, I would consider myself an average guy. So let's call my intro your average guy doing YouTube. Yeah, I think that would be my from now on. Because if this is the first time you come into my channel, I've done reviews in the past. I've looked at phones, Xiaomi's, Nokia's, lots of Nokia's, headphones, smartwatches. I have looked at that. I've done videos on them and stuff. My views, my take on it. So I will still consider myself an average consumer because I don't have flagship. I don't own f- flagship device. I don't. I have mid-range devices. What you will consider your average consumer would use. So I'm your average consumer doing YouTube. So um, I just want to talk about one thing that's been um, in the news, been around, everybody's talking about, and that's OnePlus and the throttling. Um, what do I think about it? In my personal opinion, it's blown out of proportion because I love tech. I love technology on the whole, and I love every aspect of it. And I look at everything from a open mind, open point of view. I look at things. So I treat Samsung, I treat Apple, I treat OnePlus, I treat Xiaomi, I treat Huawei. All of them, I keep them on a level playing field. I don't consider one is better than the other. All of them have their strong points. All of them have their pros, all have their cons. But I look at them as level. What I can afford. What you if you can afford the Xperia 1 Mark III, no YouTuber should tell you don't buy it. Or they should tell you, yeah, the phone is good, but an S21 is better. An iPhone is better. What makes it better? The Xperia one, I'm not talking about the OnePlus 9, but I just want to deviate for a while. This is my first video talking about as this new look for me. Um, the Xperia 1 Mark III is a great device. It offers features no other smartphone has. No other smartphone can do it does. The Cinema Pro, um, the Camera Pro, everything is top notch. It does things no other phone can do, and it still has water resistance. It still has a flagship processor, and it has stuff other flagships don't have: micro SD, headphone jack, a 4K 120 Hz display, and then you would it has the video that the pass through mode, the power pass through where it conserves your battery and everything. And the phone has so many features that most YouTubers or other people probably don't didn't take time to probably use the phone properly, and they expect it just to be a point and shoot like the iPhone or the S21. But knows Sony gets that was photography, and for it shines in photography, and as well as a high quality DAC, headphones, everything, surround sound, spatial audio, what Apple has, Apple is boasting now, it does it, and everything, right? But you would say, oh, that one is good, but that's better. Because why? It's Samsung? Now, that aside, let's talk about OnePlus. OnePlus is in a lot of hot water because this I can't remember the name of this company that does benchmarks. They run their tests and everything, and they realize that the OnePlus 9 and the 9 Pro is being throttled for popular apps. It's been set to the lower cores, while the higher cores or everything, the full usage of the chipset is reserved for benchmarking apps, which is not entirely true. It's not. How many people use benchmarks? The average consumer. Do they run benchmark apps? No. How many times would you run a benchmark on your phone? Maybe once, maybe twice. And that's it. What to use your phone every day for? Chrome, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, these things. So OnePlus decides, okay, these are not high demand apps. So why would I open up the Snapdragon to the high end cores for apps that doesn't need the high end cores, right? So if you gaming, the high end cores, you would use the full potential of the chip. If you video editing, you would use the full potential of the chip. If you're doing programming, anything that's high intensive, right, you would use the full potential of the chip. Opening Instagram, Twitter, so going on social media, that's not high intensive apps. The lower cores can handle it. What I think OnePlus should have done was the sense of transparency. In fact, maybe let the user know, hey, the option is there. For example, Samsung throttles the S21 out of the box. You wouldn't know. It's if a couple of YouTubers didn't bring it up and say, hey, there's a settings in the battery where you put on it and then you open the full potential of the chip. OnePlus is doing the same thing for the battery. The only difference is there's no option to turn that off. That's the main difference. Samsung didn't get all that pressure for that. When Apple was doing that to conserve battery, it was a pass. It was okay. Oh, the phone is old. It's okay. It's Apple. They can pass. And antenna gate. Remember antenna gate? When you hold the iPhone 4, you hold the phone a certain angle, a certain way, and your battery, your signal will drop. Your reception will drop. Apple come out and say, you're holding the phone wrong. Y'all let them pass. Yeah, y'all talk about it a couple days, a few days, you spoke about it and that's it. It's okay. It's Apple. Apple can do no wrong. So what I am saying is, you have to hold all manufacturers to the same level. The the Snapdragon 888 processor is a bad SoC. It's bad. It's terrible. It runs hot. It drains when it runs hot, it's power hungry. It sucks battery life. So when it runs hot, it's powerful, but it runs hot. So to prevent the phone from running too hot, where it becomes like a grill or a toaster in your hand where you can't even hold it, and that now degrades the battery, and who knows what other parts other components in the phone it will degrade, would destroy. To stop that, to prevent that, to give you longevity of your device, it's throttled. It's slowed down. It doesn't, the entire chipset, all the cores doesn't come on until an app deems it necessary to use. A power app, a pro app. It just so happened that Antutu Benchmark is a pro app. It's an app. So obviously the phone will say, hey, this app deserves our full attention, so let's give it to it. If I'm video editing, the phone would say, the software would say, this deserves all our costs, our full potential. Let's give it to the app, right? So your phone, you open Instagram, it probably 0.01 seconds slower than a last year's device. Is that a big deal? No. And here's my take again. As an average consumer, would they notice it? No. All the YouTubers that's looking at it now are saying they reviewed the phone already. The phone performed great. They gave it great marks. They gave it high scores. And oh, my phone, the phone is great. The phone is doing wonderful. They didn't know. But now that this company, the benchmark company, ran the test and realized that it's a big deal, and they're saying it's the downfall of OnePlus, the rise and fall of OnePlus. Oh, how the mighty has fallen. How? This is ridiculous. This is my opinion. This is ridiculous. Average consumers don't care about benchmark. They don't run benchmark apps. Average consumers do average things, and for average things, the OnePlus does these average things well. It does these average things excellent. Now, I don't have a OnePlus person. I don't have a OnePlus 9, but I've seen reviews. I've seen people talk about it, and it's got nothing but praise up until that report came out. And now it's OnePlus is the worst company. I can't believe OnePlus is deceiving us. Here's what I think the next step should be. What OnePlus can do, they already came out with a statement saying that. What OnePlus can do and what they should do is, in a software update, put that in. Just put in the option to turn that toggle on or off. It can be done. It's software. Put in the option to turn for toggle on and off. Put it in the quick settings. Put it in the battery. Put it in the battery settings like what Samsung does. So a user can decide, what do I want? Do I want full power to my chip, to my phone, and my phone runs hot and everything? And while they're at it, turn off the 5-minute limit on 4K recording. Turn it off too. So let somebody go out in the heat, in the blazing heat, and record and drain the battery or fry the chipset. Go ahead. But put the option. So a user can now decide whether they want power or they want efficiency. That's my take. That's what I think about OnePlus and this whole throttling thing. It's blown out of proportion. It's the average consumer like me don't care. They don't. I hardly ever look at YouTube. YouTube like geeks. Love YouTube and look at for all kind of things. They don't. They walk into a store. A phone is advertised. They go onto the website. Oh, I like that. They can afford it. They buy it. Simple. That's what I do. But no, I usually compare phones and look at apps and processor and all this. But I'm a geek. I'm a geek, but I've never spent $1,000+ on a phone. In my opinion, I don't need to. The mid-range phones, mid-range processors are good enough. A 6 series, a 7 series processor is mighty fine. Look at the Pixel 5, the Pixel 4a 5G, a 732G chipset with 8 gigs RAM, 12 gigs of RAM. Give me a phone like that and I'm good. Give me enough RAM so my apps can stay in memory, and a good enough processor with 5G connectivity. Not necessarily we don't have 5G here where I live, but just put it on. Give me the option. At least it's there. So when 5G do come in, do turn on in my area where I live in my country, my phone can do it. My phone can connect. So I think this is it. This is what I have to say. This is what I have to say about this OnePlus thing. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. You have a great day. Just continue living your life, having fun, giving thanks to the Lord, and everything. So until next time, until my next video, kind of like this format, kind of just speaking, just expressing myself, my opinion, my views on the world of tech and everything. Raleigh, signing out.